raising major red flags, matching up almost to the day with each new Biden family scandal revelation, the latest happening just 24 hours after the interview with Hunter Biden associate Devon Archer. Congressional Republicans now saying everything is on the table when it comes to how to respond, including subpoenaing special counsel Jack Smith to testify. All of this as the release of the Archer transcript confirms then Vice President Joe Biden joined his son Hunter and business associates for dinners or by the telephone more than 20 times. Joining me right now is the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee and member of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you were there, you questioned Devon Archer earlier this week. Give us a rundown. What happens now and what was your big takeaway?
Well, the big takeaway, I think, is this brand. You know, Devon Archer was clear that the value Hunter Biden brought to the business arrangement was the Biden brand. The Biden brand, of course, is Joe Biden. The number of times he was put on the phone call, the number of times he actually sat in for dinners with Hunter Biden, his business partners, and people they were doing business with, like the billionaire, the wealthiest lady in Russia, Ballerina. She's seated there for the entire dinner. But I think the real key takeaway for me was this meeting that took place in Dubai, December 4th, 2015 in Dubai. Hunter Biden, Devon Archer, Zolochevsky, and Pizarski. Zolochevsky and Pizarski being the key guys at Burisma. They were all on the board. Zolochevsky ran that company. And at that meeting, they say, we need help from the United States government because of all the pressure. And that's a term that Archer used in the interview. All the pressure we are under from the prosecutor from Great Britain, who has seized $23 million in assets of Burisma. We need help. And then, of course, 5 days later, Joe Biden goes to Ukraine, gives a speech where he criticizes the prosecutor in Ukraine, setting in motion over the next few months when he would ultimately pressure them to fire the guy or they wouldn't get the taxpayer dollars from the American people. So that all happened December 4th. 5 days later, he goes to Ukraine and does it. This is the access. This is the brand. This is the action that took place from then Vice President Biden. I think that is a key takeaway, particularly when you couple it with all the other information we've already learned about this business arrangement and Joe Biden's involvement.
So what happens now, Congressman?
Well, we'll continue to pursue. From the judiciary standpoint, we're really going to look into this plea agreement that was put together by the Justice Department. As I said in the hearing a few weeks ago when we had the whistleblowers, Mr. Shapley and Mr. Ziegler, come in and testify, I said then that the Department of Justice's story keeps changing. David Weiss told me in a letter on June 7th, I have complete authority to bring charges when I want, where I want, and whether I want to bring them at all. And then 23 days later, he sends me another letter and says, I want to expand on what I wrote. I can only bring charges in my own U.S. Attorney's District. Well, which is it, Mr. Weiss? You have full authority to bring them when, where, and whether, or just in your U.S. Attorney's District. So he's changed his story, but the whistleblowers haven't. And then this plea agreement that was put together that the judge said no to a week ago, I mean, I think that is hugely significant because they tried to hide information in the diversion part of the plea agreement instead of putting it in the plea agreement itself. And the judge caught them in what they were trying to do and said, time out, go figure this out. So we're looking to interview 11 people in the Justice Department who were part of that investigation and figure out what was really going on here and the sweetheart deal they tried to put together.
The next question has to be, what are the plans for this impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden?
Well, the Speaker has been clear as the evidence begins to mount. If we need to go to that phase of the investigation, then we're going to do it. It's a decision that the entire conference has to make. And certainly the evidence is piling up. All these, suspicious activity reports, the millions of dollars going to multiple members of the Biden family. And then, of course, you have Devon Archer's testimony from earlier this past week, where he lays out how all this kind of fits together and the brand itself and then that meeting in Dubai. That's a lot of evidence. That's a lot of I think, compelling evidence. So if we have to go to an impeachment inquiry phase, the Speaker has been very clear. That's where the House Republicans will go, and we'll continue to do the work on behalf of the American people,